Well, 5 years has passed since the glorious treble win. Let's go and have a look at Oldham and see basically how badly the AI has ruined my club and sold all those wonderful players, because no doubt that's happened. Hey guys, Woody here. Welcome back. This is, I guess, like it's technically episode 103, but it is the 5 years in the future of the Oldham to Ohm save. As and we see what's happened to that club of that took all the way from the Vanarama National League all the way up to 3 Champions Leagues and 2 Premier Leagues as well, 2 FA Cups, but the monumental treble in that final season as well. And I've just seen one little bit of news here. It says McEwen wins best player in Europe. Now, it is Corey McEwen. Wow. So if you remember Corey McEwen, 30-year-old Corey McEwen came to us on loan. He obviously came back to Real Madrid, and that one season on loan, or not even half a season on loan, was really good from us. And since then has obviously taken back off at Real Madrid. But he was someone who I really, really, really would have loved to have signed. Definitely Corey McEwen. Anyway, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go and I'm actually going to need to add myself in as manager of Oldham, and then so we can have a proper poke around at the club. Here I am, just taking over the club again, but this time I'm a brand new manager. How interesting is that? And before we go and poke around at Oldham, you can see they're already 7th in the Premier League, as a bit of an insight into that one there. But can I ask you, if you're not yet subscribed to our channel, if you could, that'd be great. If you haven't watched this series, go back just a short 102 episodes, 101, something like that. Go and watch them beforehand, and don't forget to smash like on the video. Right, let's go and have a look at the finances. That's always at wowzers. Jeez. They have absolutely crippled this poor team, and not a very big transfer budget either. That makes me think all of a sudden that there hasn't been much Champions League football in the last couple of seasons. Let's go and have a look at the competition. So nothing. Semi-finals, quarter-final in the Carabao Cup, semi-final by Real Madrid, and 7th in the league. That is really, really not what we wanted. So here is our treble winning season. Then we came 2nd the year after, dropped down to 14th. Bloody hell. Up to 4th and then up to 2nd, and we've just obviously dropped down. So it'd be 1, 2, 3, 4, and then down to 7th as well. So it doesn't look like there was any more Champions League, no more Premier Leagues, no more Europa Leagues, Super Cups. When did we win that? No, Super Cup I won. No, so they won a Super Cup, yep. Oh, they won the Carabao Cup. That was the year after I left. So someone there, if we go and have a look at the managers, there am I. They hired Mikel Arteta. He was there for 1 year, and then he got sacked. He won the UEFA Super Cup and Carabao Cup and the FA Community Shield, so I didn't win that Super Cup. So he won 3 trophies. They sacked him. They had Michael Duff come in, then they put Zinedine Zidane. He left. Interesting. Let's just have a look at him here. So he went to Juventus. Right. Interesting. Then we had Julian Stefan, I guess, because he's French. He came in. He was sacked after 2 years. Ryan Barry. Ngazi was there for 82 days, and obviously Simone Ngazi there, we've just whiffed him from that position there as well. But really, really slim pickings for Oldham Athletic over the those couple of years. Just having a look here at the at this here, we've dropped in youth facilities, training facilities. Philip Vermaelen and Ortega are still here, which is good to see. Let's go have a look at the squad and see how badly it is. There's actually a few names to recognise here. No goalkeepers as of yet, although Ryan Curran, that name does ring a bell. Yes, he came through our youth system, but not really doing much there. Other than that, no other goalkeepers. So it does look like Profit and Eunice Kocher have been sold, but Philip Vermaelen, 25-year-old Belgian, he is the captain, and wowzers. boy, was I right on this kid. He looks absolutely fantastic as a centre-back or a right-back. Probably quite a good right-back, actually. He is really, really good. As you can see here, I signed him for 18 million, and that was the second year, I think. This one here, maybe? I can't remember. Somewhere there. But we've done 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So yeah, that was that second year there. So since then, he's really, really rocketed up through there. Elliot Richard is still here. He is 29 years old, the French defender. He looks like he went... Oh no, he didn't go anywhere. Just 202 appearances for us here. A bit of a dusty season here, but looks to be a bit more of a bit part player over the last couple of seasons than that the starter that I had. But really, really solid once again. Really determined. 33 caps for the national team as well. We've got Patrick Seaman still here, the youngster we bought, Slovakian. He looks fairly decent. Good squad player, I think, so quite happy with him realistically. Krisic, 29. I was going to say 39, but no, 29-year-old Krisic is still here. 305 appearances for the club, and he looks pretty special, and he's only ever scored, 2 goals. Got 2 goals in one season. That was his first season. Since then, he's only ever scored 6 goals in his career for club national team. Scored 101 caps for Bosnia and Herzegovina. Good on him. He is Ortega, the vice-captain, the Argentinian. 76 caps for the national team. I wonder where he plays mostly, with obviously Vermaelen being in the squad, but looks like a bit of a bit part player at vice-captain, which is interesting. Lee J Sub is still here, that South Korean left-back that we bought in our final season to win us all that stuff. He has just come on leaps and bounds. And looks pretty good as well, I must admit. Really, really good with him. 28 years old, 97 caps for his country. Dave Guerrero is still here as well, the Spanish centre-back as well. 232 appearances for the club after joining from Real Sociedad. Once again, absolute tower of a man there, and looks to be quite solid returns from him, I guess. I always think high 6s for the AI is pretty good. Lafiti is still here. 32-year-old Lafiti, 324 appearances for Oldham Athletic. He is mentally and physically an absolute beast. What a player he has been for the club when I got him in on loan, and he has just averaged really, really well, over 7.2 for a lot of those seasons, so good to see him still there. Matteo Signoni is still here, the Scot as well, 309 appearances for the club. He is a fantastic player as well. Once again, averaging over 10 goals last season, or the season before, I should say. So good stuff for the Scotsman there. Adrian is still here at the club, 31 years old now. 236 appearances and 39 goals. He looks like he's actually improved quite a bit, and looks like he's been employed at left back, right back, all over the shop as well. He is an elite winger, and he does so by having some pretty cracking performances. They brought back Gokken. Would you believe it? Gokken Sensoy has come back to Oldham after we sold him to PAOK. He had a pretty good time at PAOK there, and they sold him to Barcelona. We played all right, and then we paid 35 million for him. So that's interesting. And he's been okay. But Gokken, good to have you back. 27-year-old Chedoy is still here as well. Wow. He looks pretty amazing as well. 221 appearances for the club. Looks to be, though, more of a squad option. A lot of appearances off the bench. But he looks pretty special as well. 81 caps for his national team. I don't know this guy, Adrian Fulani. Yep. Jose Njongang, he is still here, the Equatorial Guinea international. He's come along quite nicely after a loan move in my final season. Bit more game time for him, and looks like he's progressing nicely. 32-year-old Jose Carlos, he is still here. 161 appearances, 60 goals for the Brazilian international. Looks like he's sort of winding down his career now. Didn't play a game this season, wow, and really a bit of a bench player after that awesome breakout season first and second season, that injury-ravaged third season that we had there, and never really got back to his best again, Jose Carlos, but good to see him around the club still. Oh, there are a lot of players still here. Absolutely amazing. Arjen Alberts is one of them, the Dutch left winger. Hasn't got any more caps for the national team, but once again looks to be a bit more of a squad player for Oldham. Ulysses, the Mexican, is still here, the striker. He looks like he went out on a couple of loan moves and has also looked like a bit of a bit part player, but he is wanted by Liverpool at the moment. So, yeah, interesting stuff. Looks to be everyone in the club is a bit of a bit part player. Oscar Estrada was that other young Mexican wonder kid who came in. He actually went out on to Barcelona for a season. How crazy is that? Literally last season. But he looks like he's gotten some good games under his belt this season and looks to have progressed to a pretty decent player. Technically, he's not great, but I suppose some of those technical skills aren't really needed for a man in his position. There's two more people here I can see. Alexander Bruchball, 32-year-old Swiss international, 167 goals for the club. Virtually his whole career here, played 5 appearances for Sporting before we pulled the trigger to buy someone who never scored a professional goal, and he scored 21 for us that season. Wow. But since then, he's gotten double figures all the time, but never really had another 21, obviously, since I was in charge. And 29-year-old Rene Galvez, the Colombian, is still here, still plugging away as a squad player as well there. Looking really good, 10 goals last season. Some good average ratings over 7 there as well. So quite a lot of the first team is still there at the moment. Let's have a quick look at the Dev Centre and see if we recognise any of these players here as well. Kyle Doherty was the Scottish midfielder who came through in, I believe, our last youth intake. He doesn't look too bad, and he's still only 20. Rachel Matondo, I remember he came through in the last one too, the Belgian. Other than that, no one really pulling up stumps. Let's have a look at the squad. Who's on the most here? Don't remember this guy. Didn't sign that guy. No, I don't know what's happening here. So a lot of players out on loan there for that. Let's go have a look at the transfers and let's go have a look at those guys who left the club now. Oh, some interesting ones there. This is the last season I had here. So let's have a look here. This is next season. They brought in Mason Mount for 2.8 million, who then played. He played a bit. He played a bit for us and played pretty decently. Actually, this is going to be annoying how it does this. Omo Bamidelli from Manchester United from 15 million. Fernando Silva, he has gone to West Ham, a centre back. So we spent 60 million there. Oscar McCaffrey, he is an American. Thomas Vachel, Czech Republic striker, he looks okay. And Weverton? Is that like Worverton? Worverton is at Real Madrid after coming from Norwich. So who did we sell? We sold Mark Beresford. He went to Watford for 16 million and is now plying his trade in the Championship. It's just got to the Premier League and scored 12 goals, so good on him. Never ended up making his full England debut, but he looks a fairly decent player. He's actually wanted by Man City, so Mark Beresford, good on ya. Carved a decent career out there. That is actually really annoying when it does this. Really, really annoying. Let's have a look. Thani Musa went to Real Madrid. Karnichak and Menk, we knew that. Other than that, not really too much to know about. We will click on Thani Musa. He went to Real Madrid and is still there. Can't believe we let him go for 19 million. Bit of a strange one there. Yeah, that was in the January window. They weren't really playing our captain, which is a bit of a blow. But anyway, next season we move on and we get in Joseph Essomba. He is now at Houston, so he wasn't that great for 7 million. Lou just Majoka, goalkeeper, for free. He must have been our new although he's come in as a backup, so must have been a replacement for, for a goalkeeper we sent out, Jay Levin. He's got a Chelsea, looks decent for a winger. Who did we flog? Brian Profit, there you go. That's why we got in this Lewis Manjukia guy. He went to Dortmund for 20 million. Yeah, well, you probably should have kept him. I would have said. Anyone else go? Anyone else? A lot of frees here. Matty Blackburn went. Yeah, Rule Maheda went on a free. How's Rule tracking now? He's at West Ham. He looks pretty decent. 18 caps for Brazil. Yeah, I knew he was going to be good. David Hassick went on loan to Inter and looks like made that a permanent position as well. Tarantino is at West Ham at the moment. Byfield, he's at Manchester United, so that was a bit of a Peter Sveistrup as well. He is at Gladbach. So Boubacar Cissé, yeah, he was never going to make it. Rastrick went to Watford and still there. And Kakimoto is at Burnley. Looney went on loan to Inter and made that a personal one, a proper switch as well. We then brought in, this looks like another goalkeeper here, Jason McIver, yeah, the Scottish goalkeeper. So obviously there was a big sale out of a goalkeeper, I would say. Yunus Kocher, there he is, went to Atletico Madrid on loan. Villarreal came in for Ben Liefeld. Scott Galloway, Scotty Galloway went to Newcastle. Oh, he's rapid. And some big sales here, and then bringing in the likes of obviously Ross McIver, Gokhan Sensoy, Nathan Laverin, who's gone to Lyon, and Dragon Radinkovic, left and right back. So some decent buys there, but not really what we'd be looking for. Let's have a look at David Hassick. Went to Inter, played 145 appearances for Inter in his last 4 seasons there. So they went and pulled the trigger for 62 million for David Hassick. So a good little piece of business there from us, I would say, for that. But other than that, yeah, some Yunus Kocher, that's another one I'm quite sad at. Went to Madrid 1 season there, and then I was on loan, that's right. And then Wolves, Yunus, mate, what happened? I mean, he didn't have a very good season there, did he? He was quite poor. And only got 17 caps for Turkey, so he never kind of picked that back up again, did he? Anyway, 2 more seasons to go. We once again spent very little. Emre Tezgel is a decent striker, but not at this age. That seems like a bit of a weird buy. 74 million out of the club as well, with Yunus Kocher, Costas going to Crystal Palace. Maybe they just couldn't fit all these guys in. Adam Thompson has gone to Roma. Old Adam Thompson is now at Udinese, 27-year-old, plying his trade in Italy. I always knew this guy was going to be a good goalkeeper, and he looks fairly solid. He does, doesn't he? So yeah, getting a lot of money in, which is weird considering that they are so poorly in debt. Yep. Last season we've got Max Jacobson from Stuttgart, Andrea Fulani from Dortmund, and this guy as well from Paris Saint-Germain. 38 million there, and only 26 going out the door. Basically looks to be Peter Sveistrup is going to Gladbach. Disappointing, only ever made 18 appearances for Oldham. 6-6, went to Bristol City, looked okay there. 1 game here. You know, he just wasn't really cutting the mustard, I guess. Joel Savalio, let's check out how he's going. He is on loan at Leeds. A lot of loan appearances for the guy. Probably not quite hitting the heights that we would want. Played a couple of Champions League games, did he? I thought he came off some Champions League games. Clearly he didn't, but decent career in the Championship so far for him as well. But Joel Cervello, there's the transfers. I'm a bit... is John Ambrose still here? He's not. Anyone else still here who we recognise? God, we could go through all of our staff. That'd be interesting. Still got good staff, which is good. Didn't we see? I can't see what tactics they're running because I'm the manager. That's quite ridiculous, isn't it? Well, I'm a little bit disappointed with what happened 5 years in the future. I mean, the AI always does screw up your bloody club, doesn't it? Which is really, really disappointing. But what I'm thinking I might do, guys, is I might actually, I'm gonna jump forward another 5 years in the future, and we'll see that hopefully maybe Oldham has fixed this problem, but I can't see how that's happening with no Champions League football in the future, and hopefully they can fix that. Yeah, they had a shocking start to the season. Is that it? Yeah, and hopefully they can fix that and sort of get this club back into how it was when I left it. But anyway, guys, we're going to leave that 5 years in the future video there. Done and dusted. Got a short series coming out before FM24 lands the beta, because that's actually not too far off. So hopefully enjoy that, guys, and I will see you either for that one or the 10 years in the future one. Catch you then. Bye.